Jumping right into the action here tonight in second week of Thursday Night Fights. We have Brooke Johnson in the red versus Tom Davis in the gray. A little bit of student versus master here. Tom shoots in for a double. Brooks defends the sprawl really well. Tom goes for his patented sit out. And here we go. We've got a little work on the ground now. Tom's in top position. Brooks going to start holding down, going into his guard. As I say, in student versus master, we have Tom is Mohawk Martial Arts original blue belt, so he teaches all the new incoming students first, generally in the beginners class. And Brooks started with him in August, so he's been about 6 months. Brooks goes for a little bit of a pendulum sweep, but he doesn't have enough upper body control, so he's not going to be able to actually get Tom's base off. He needs to break him down first to actually finish that sweep, but here we are, Brooks doing a good job controlling the head, controlling Tom's posture. As a coach, my philosophy is to win on top. So a lot of my guys will have that style of scramble and get on top. But, Brooks is the elder statesman in the gym. Really found a niche for himself here. Sees he keeps retaining his guard, making it really difficult for Tom, and he's up to turtle. Tom's going to start attacking from the front headlock. He's going to try to cut the angle to knock Brooks down, but Brooks does have a little bit of size on Tom. About 50 pounds, actually. But Tom shoots in again, goes for a sit-through, but Brooks is super comfortable. Brooks falls right into a triangle here. Really, really good, but the one thing that Brooks is forgetting to do is he's just holding his head. He's not using his left arm to really control Tom. Right here, if he reaches up with his left arm and grabs his ankle, he can start actually threatening the triangle, but Tom's just going to pass his legs over and start working towards side control here on Tom. Tom's going to pass it on, working on Brooks, actually, sorry. Tom, really good pressure on top, really difficult base to offset, but because he is one of the smaller guys at the gym, he is available to be swept. Just for size, as he goes off for head and arm here. Brooks turns, look to the back. He's trying as hard as he has these little gator arms. He's trying for rotolitine here. You can see that little claw coming in. Doesn't quite able to get it through his neck to actually get the good finish. It's a move we just worked the day before, so it was a good attempt. It was right there. It's just a little gator arm. Now he's isolating up towards the arm. He's attacking. Kimura type grip, but Brooks is going to fight it, and Brooks ends up coming up on top. So, Brooks still can scramble. Tom's holding on to the Kimura to really put Brooks back over, though, which is a great job there from Tom to stay on that grip. Don't let Brooks get up. And he worked his own straight arm bar here for the tap. Yeah, that was a sneaky little one. Brooks got caught in between the Kimura and the straight arm bar, and Tom got the finish. right, and here we are back to the action. We've got Derek versus Joe. Derek's in the blue, Joe's in the orange. These are two of the bigger, stronger guys in the gym. Real, real hard workers, guys you really don't want to let get a good position on you because they're just so strong. It becomes really problematic. Joe gets to the back of Derek and he's going to trip him down.
Yeah, that one was weird. Tom kind of fell into it. And I said,
Start working.
I got to try.
You do side control, but Derek does a good job getting the turtle to really limit that pressure that Joe's able to put on him. Joe's going to work on the neck a little bit, just wrenching away. He's strong. He's going to get a hold of the neck here. He folds Derek back. Derek is tough. Derek's newer to the gym, so we haven't seen a ton of it. He's heart. Very, very tough. Here, Joe really bends him over backwards. He's starting to really stretch him out. He's going for that neck right here. He gets the finish. Yeah, that was just... When Joe gets a hold of you, Joe's an electrician. He just has this crazy forearm gripper. He just crushes you. It's terrible. Thomas Davis, 2 blue belts here as they start feeling it out. Obviously this is open weight, so you're going to see size differential here, but Tom's a dog, so he's going to fight through this as he goes in and shoots in. And Max in on this guillotine attempt, but Tom, hard to kill is his nickname for a reason. As Max keeps chaining through these guillotines here, and Tom just keeps finding a way to keep his neck clean. It's just enough, but here he is. He's not afraid to wrestle. He wrestles with Max. Max wrestled club at Colorado State for a few years. He's just getting out now, getting back to his jiu-jitsu game. But Max got about 5 years of jiu-jitsu work himself, so he's no slouch. Tom's been training for about 2. Max transitions here to the back and then stays on top. He's going to look to set up this head and arm choke, but Tom's going to stay ahead of it as he sits here and looks to isolate an arm. But again, it's going to be really difficult here for Max to end up submitting Tom. Tom doesn't make you earn anything. If submitting him quick is not generally an option, he's going to have to cook him a little bit if he's looking to find a finish against Tom. As he steps across. Head and arm choke attempt, but again, Tom's just gonna fight it. He's just sitting there protecting his neck. He's really good. Tom's really skilled at making enough space to stay out of the chokes. And it's fine. Max will have fun sitting on top here and attempting choke after choke. Tom weighs in around 145 pounds. Max is walking around 215, 220 right now, so this is a pretty gigantic size differential for Tom, but it's not anything he's not used to. Tom trains with everybody, so he's not afraid of the bigger guys, but it is, a lot when you have someone heavier who's really, really exerting themselves to get them off of you. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Tom, so he's going to keep fighting along here as Max keeps looking to isolate something. Tom's just really, really good at defending his limbs. But, Max is in complete control here in this fight. Just sitting here, kind of not. It's hard rolling with Tom because you really don't know, when to go for anything. You don't want to burn yourself out. Squeezing because he's able to fight off so many submissions. Here he is working his way up. He's got that underhook, but Max again just uses his size, jumps to mount on him. Really, really difficult ride here for Tom. Right out of the gate. Max is looking for a little bit of revenge here. He feels like he got a raw deal in the first one. Even though it was a random draw, he ended up drawing Gavin, the winner, in the first round. So Max is definitely out to prove something here. With Gavin not competing tonight, he's looking to make sure he leaves no doubt of who the second best person competing is. If not the first, when he gets a chance at Gavin again next week, potentially. Here he is. He's riding Tom, going for the back. Works up nicely. Just keeps that far side underhook so that he can pull himself back up over Tom and not lose the position. I mean, that's what you're looking for, you know, especially as a white belt to blue belt level difference, you know. I mean, these guys are both blue belts, but the ability to not get shook off the back like that, you know, if you're a blue belt, you know, having that mobility is really important. Tom just keeps trying to wrestle up through this, and it's just it's a long day giving up this size. Max goes for the rear naked choke. Again, this match is starting to get deep here. You know, we're running down on time, and Max is trying to get his finishes. Gavin won with 3 finishes. Max wants to get his 3 finishes for sure here. Looks like he's setting Tom up. Just really can't find much. Tom's defending. Oh, Max hits over for the armbar, and oh, he's gonna get the tap. That's crazy. 7 seconds left. That's really difficult. You know, great catch and great finish there from Max. Underway with the 4th match of the night. Brooks Johnson versus Idolo. I'm not going to butcher his last name. I should ask him before I put it on here. But here they are. They're tying up. Idolo, another small guy like Tom. Quick. Uses his speed well. They're gripping up here. A little bit of collar tie work. Brooks a little back and forth. Neither guy seems to be getting much traction here. Idolo gets a good grip of Brooks' head. Brook kind of falls in. He's got that underhook. He's kind of in between whether he's defending or grabbing. You know, so he goes down for the leg, and Idolo jumps a guillotine. Idolo has a really tricky guillotine. He actually I think he got Max in training, like surprised him with this really quick. He really gets a good bite on it. Does a good job here. Brooks was on the right side, and he got Brooks' head to the mat, which is really the way to start finishing it. But Brooks relieves some pressure by reaching over. He gets off to his side so he can start using his body to straighten his neck out, and he's going to start scooting back to get Idolo's hips off him, and now his head's out. He did a good job defending that choke there. And now it's time for Brooks to work. He's on top. He gets past. He goes in the side control here. Looked for a second like he was trying to go to that scarf hold position, but he's going to settle into a more traditional side control. Brooks's legs being flat here in side control aren't doing him much good. It almost gives Idolo the chance to get back into grab his legs into the guard. You see, he keeps grabbing him because Brooks, but Brooks takes the advantage and goes to mount. So, what do I know, right? And here we are. Brooks is going to start working. See what he's trying to isolate out. Idolo's scrappy and seems to be doing a really good job keeping his hands low. Something that's definitely been a point of emphasis lately as we work the gym, making sure that we don't leave our limbs exposed when we're in bad positions. Keep everything retracted. Here we go. Idolo's fighting up. And Idolo sweeps him over. Idolo's he's a gamer. Idolo definitely came into this tournament kind of the underdog, and on the lower side of the seeds, and he's proven that he's in this match, and he's willing to scrap it up. He can give up size, he can be tough, and he can do the thing too. He's sitting in here, having a little bit of trouble in the guard passing. But that just comes with reps and time. Idolo's really new and works another job, so his consistency has been a little bit difficult. He starts getting in regularly. He's gonna be pretty dangerous. But for now, what he's got is sitting in Brooks' guard. Brooks has a good guard too, so he's gonna. As much as Idolo doesn't have the guard passing skills yet, it's really Brooks' guard makes it makes it look much worse than it is, because Brooks has really been fine tuning his guard work, really playing a lot with it. Here we go. He's gonna go for his own sweep, but Idolo bases back up. Idolo did a little bit of judo back in Brazil, so he has a little bit of a base up. Brooks trying to stuff that arm down for a triangle, but Idolo does a good job getting his posture. Here Brooks goes for that pendulum sweep again, but just not quite finding the angle to hit it. He's gonna go up here. He's gonna go for that sit-up sweep, but again, Idolo bases down really good. I mean, Idolo's another one giving about 50 pounds of size. It's not easy once he sits up like that to keep him, but this sturdy base from these small guys. Going with the bigger guys, you kind of learn. You gotta learn how to base out, or you're gonna have to learn how to fall on your back and get crushed. So I think that's kind of his thing here. A little bit of hand fighting inside here. Brooks is getting a good hold. No, not a ton of action. Not a ton of submission attempts. Again, Idolo's pretty frustrated in this guard here. He's gonna look back to break it, and Brooks just kind of breaks down his posture. I'd like to see Brooks attack a little bit more. He went for that sweep, and then he settles down. Let's see a couple more chances from him here, a couple more opportunities. Really start setting stuff up for himself. And that's time for the regular. So now we're going to go into the EBI OT style. Thing that we did, we have competitions coming up, so there's no choice on this. We kind of went from the way we had it work was we're just going to start on the back with a minute. If nobody escapes in a minute, the draw time, it would be a draw. No blood. I'll explain the rules right here.
Okay. You start seated with a seatbelt position. You're going to have 1 minute to submit him. He has 1 minute to escape. If he escapes, which means that he gets on top of you into a top position with no submission attempt attack, that's when the time goes. If he escapes, then you're going to get an opportunity. If he escapes faster than you, he wins. If you escape faster than him, he wins. If you submit him, he gets an opportunity to submit you faster than you submitted him. Okay? Does that make sense? Sure. All right. You have 10 seconds. Stay tense. Once my hand removes, you can go.
You don't get hooks?
Yeah, you get a book.
And we're underway here. The one thing that I have with this little format, which is fine, it's like if you have really good back control, how much are we looking to submit and how much are we looking to control? I prefer, for all intents and purposes, I'm looking for submissions. I want attacking submissions more than I am looking to just control somebody. Idolo's doing a good job. Transition to the mount, transitioning back to the back, not letting Brooks get up. But again, the size matters when it comes to this stuff. So here, Brooks going to stand up and shake Idolo off, and he gets him off at about 35 seconds.
Boom, time. Stop. Okay. 35 seconds.
35 seconds is going to be the number to beat now. So,
In less than 25 seconds. Brooks,
it's almost
in that time,
it's almost a disadvantage at this point. Going first, which Idolo chose. I don't know. It all depends. Here, me and Rob's trying to explain math to me. He's not
So
very good at it.
35 seconds.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. But 35 seconds is the number to beat. That's what we're going to try to, if Brooks can hold on to Idolo for 36 seconds, it's a win for Brooks. I don't really love that. I wish there was more incentive to submit, but it's better than me just making a decision winner.
When my hand removes, you can go.
But here we go again. We're back in it. This is Big Brother. Brooks throws in this body triangle here and just squeezing the life out of Idolo. Idolo is exhausted, tired, giving up weight, size. It's gonna be a tough ask. We're sitting there trying to encourage him. But he's stapled. Brooks is big, strong, and holding on for dear life. It's not going to be, by any stretch of the imagination, an easy position to get out of for Idolo. And, this, you'll see there's not a lot of movement there. That's going to be the time. Brooks is going to win on ride time.
On time.
Not necessarily the most exciting outcome, but an outcome nonetheless. Joe and Rob started about a month apart from each other. Similar sized guys, they're very familiar with each other. Joe generally gets the better of Rob in the gym, but Rob does better in competition, so it's weird. A little clock malfunction here. I chose the wrong setting, so we just get a little upper body touch before we get back into it, before they reset. But yeah, Joe and Rob started about a month apart. Joe month more than Rob. But like I said, Rob's won a competition. He won a Grappling Industries at 230. Joe's had he's consistently got better in the Grappling Industries tournaments. It's just he hasn't found as much success there as he has in the gym. But there's no doubt about it. He's aggressive. He's strong. He's tough. You just don't want to let him get in a good position. As Rob just keeps, backing up a little bit. And Rob shoots in for that power. Yes, Rob's gonna turn the corner and finish that takedown. Strong man them. Rob was a 300 plus pound offensive lineman in college. So he's not afraid. He's not afraid to run into the big boys. So goes for the tackle there. Ready to play defense now that he's done. I'm just going to reset them back. Give them room to have them so that they can scramble. Don't want to end up having them going in the rest of the crowd. We'll reset back in that side control. And we're off and running again. Side control is a terrible place to be under strong people. But Joe's doing a good job, trying to get that leg back in. And again, Rob's not going to be careful here. Joe's going to get that Heisman style under the arm sweep. Just getting that leverage is something that we practice a lot. Here we go. Joe's trying to take the back, and Rob is not going to let him. Yeah, he saw what happened to Derek. He's not going to let him grab his neck and pull him back. Not easy, at least. He's going to make him work for it. So he does still grab it here, and he gets him over. Right here, he's gonna squeeze. He's going for that rear naked choke, but it's a lot of jaw. Now he's going into this bulldog style, which is just absolutely nasty. We saw Colin Houghton from our gym, go out from this in the fight. And Rob's going to scramble, but look at that. Gets out and gets on top. That's kind of, that's the goal, War of attrition sometimes. Joe goes to the sweep. Rob bases back down. And now Rob is starting to work into that scarfo, that case of Gatame grip here, really wrenching away. It's funny, I haven't actually seen Rob really do this in training. I almost was surprised. As he's pulling out, he does a good job. He goes for that handle to kind of start sitting through. Joe's arm is framing in there, which is not giving Rob the ultimate pressure, but it's really not. He should be using that frame to kind of push away and try to come out the back door. But again, these big, strong guys, they get a good grip. It's tough. Joe's strong, really fighting that pressure. But Rob locks it. Rob's fighting for that wrist, and Joe's not letting him have it. Just from sheer strength, Like I said, those electrician forearm crimps. But here, Rob makes a little bit of mistake. Yeah, he ends up giving up his back here to Joe on the way out. And here again, you can see this is all just absolute neck crank. Rob's not liking it. But again, he defends it. Rob's tough, and again, just keeps working. Gets to Joe's back here. It looks like Rob's going to start working for his own rear naked choke here. Joe tries to catch his feet crossed. Catches him for a split second, but Rob breaks it down. Now he's going to put on that rear naked choke grip, and he's just going to give Joe back everything he's given him and Derek, and finally he's going to get the tap here. It's great work. Said it there. One good turn deserves another, so and don't necessarily love the face cranks, but if somebody starts doing it to you, you give it right back. And that's the win for Rob. One more quick dap up between Max and Brooks, and here we go, we're underway. Max getting heavy in that collar tie. Brooks really not using his arms at all to stop much. He's just kind of hanging out. Max is going to start getting into his body. Brooks is down. He reaches down for the leg and gets his head up there. Oh, here we go. Max is, like he did with Tom, he's got this arm in guillotine that he's trying to lift up on. Now he's going to adjust. He's going to take no arm. He's going to get the tap real quick. Watch out. Max came to win today, folks. Shorts, both curly hair kids. Both similar size, closest size either of them was going to get for a matchup. Tying up Get a little aggressive with the collar tie. Tom just feeling him out a little bit. Um, Tom gets a little lackadaisical, I think.
I don't know how many
And,
variations you can ask
as he
him.
does coach a lot of these guys,
I'm sorry.
as they first come through, he feels like he's not really putting the foot on the gas right away. He breaks down Idolo. I don't know if Idolo's trying to pull guard or what happened there. But either way, he's down. Idolo's going to work. Tom's going to work over to side control. Idolo does a good job regarding here. Getting his knee in the way. Trying to stay sticky to Tom, which is tough. Keeping the head down. Tom's going to pass in the side control here. Start working towards that cross face. Idolo's turning away. Tom's really trying to keep him flat as he works over towards Mount. Good little step over for Mount here. Idolo getting up. He's working. Or not extending himself too far. Tom's just hanging out here a little bit too much, a little too lackadaisical probably. And again, the transition, Idolo starts getting up and Tom takes his back. This is Idolo's still scrambling. I mean, he's like I said, this kid's game, so he's using everything that he can, and Tom's playing with his food a little bit here.
Stop, reset.
I'm gonna reset it in the center. See if they have a little bit more room, but yeah, it's Idolo's giving a lot more energy towards Tom, and Tom's giving back. Tom's saving up for a match later. I'm not sure, but gotta be careful. You keep people in, let people stay in it. Tom goes right to Mount here. Pretty easy. He starts setting up. Here we go. Now Tom's gonna start attacking for his chokes. He's got this head and arm. Idolo does a good job. He's fighting it really, really hard. He's gonna turn and get to his back. Idolo's tough. It's not easy. Idolo's these small guys. They learn how to be scrappy. They don't like tapping. So, a little bit as a ref, it's difficult for me because I get a little nervous in some of these submissions. But Tom's gonna start working in here.
2.5 minutes.
Start going for the choke. He's going to start working it in. He's behind. He switches here, I believe. He's working up on his forehead, trying to pull him up so he can get under his neck. He does a lot of little work trying to get up, but Idolo doesn't give up his neck, so Tom's going to transition back to Mount. He's going to swing around. Tom's going to go for this arm bar here. Setting up the arm bar. He goes to the spider web. Idolo's trying to step over. He's game, but he's game. But this is a we really work on this cross pin position a lot. Trying to set it up to make game over. Tom's trying to set his foot up here so they can start attacking. Give the pick the poison here. Whether Idolo sits into the triangle, which he does, because of the arm bar, he's going to set it right up. Tom's got that tight, and there's your tap. Really good finishing technique. I would just like to see Tom do something a little bit earlier on that. section of this, Derek versus Rob. Derek in the blue, Rob in the teal shirt. They're tying up, lots of hand fighting. Again, two strong guys. You don't want to let get in on you. Derek's controlling that upper tie. Rob's holding off, but not really using that tie against him. Derek goes for that trip. Rob gets in and just bends Derek over. That knee, gets the takedown. He's going to start working. Yeah, he's starting to work to isolate that arm from Derek. Again, Derek strong, but after a certain time, right here, he puts it in front of him. He starts working for that Kimura. He's going to go for that Kimura. Can't quite connect his hand, so it looks like he's going to switch to that straight arm. He's trying to switch to that straight arm. Derek's giving him a fight. Yeah, he's got that straight arm. Now he's just holding as Derek escapes. Derek does a good job getting his arm tucked away. He's just kind of keeping it away from him for a second here. So it's not too bad of a situation with Derek. He's going to start working his way up and try to get a little bit more posture out of this for the most part here. As he's sitting there, he's going to work that. He's going to work for this Americana. He's going for it really, really hard. But it's a little far away from him. Derek's just going to roll up. Derek, wow, that was close. There's a couple times Derek was really going to go to tap from there. And he doesn't. Derek gets on the back, and he's really starting to look to attack now. Again, missing a submission is tough. The other guy, you put that other guy in pain, he ain't going to forget about it. So here we are, we're floating away. Fortunately, they get a little down low on the camera here. So, towards the front, it looks like he's almost going for Peruvian necktie there. Kind of sits back out. Rob starts climbing to the top again. Looks like Rob's going to get back up, drive his head through, but Derek catches that subtle little half guard. It's not really on the right side, but it's enough to stall Rob out here. As long as Derek's not squeezing too hard. Rob's going to have to fight his head out, and just another nuisance trying to get out of it. And but Derek's going to give up on it. He's going to switch towards that Kimura of his own. He's trying to build up onto that shoulder, but Rob gets it back down. Rob's going to start attacking again. Rob's looking to connect. Really having a hard time connecting his wrist. Again, go for that straight arm bar. Oh, yeah, look at that, bending that down. Almost off the mat. I almost felt like I should have stopped it there because he's getting extra range of motion. Oh, he goes up for that Kimura, but here we go again. Derek is just straightening that arm, and, sometimes you just got to be tough when it comes to taps. It's not going to break. It's just a little uncomfortable, how much you want to live with in a competition. Oh, here Derek now switches the roles. He starts attacking. Oh, he's got his arm isolated pretty good. Looks like he's got it pretty good. He's kind of getting it wrapped up. Again, it's hard to tell because we're right here at the edge of the mat. So, he's across him. He's not really holding the arm anymore. But now, any second, Rob's kind of leaving that there for him. Probably a mistake because as we're sitting here, yep, here we go. Derek's starting to work it up. He's locking it up. Yeah, he's gonna lock it up here now. He's got that. He's going for it. He's going really trying to work on that wrist. Oh, here we go. He's gonna flatten him out. He's gonna go for that Kimura grip, and yeah, that's getting pretty close. Rob's really trying to fight to get there again. And it's not much you can do here, and it's going to come to the point where Derek's going to isolate it, and it looks like he's going to get that tap. There it is, yeah. Congratulations to Derek getting his first win in the tournament. might see the videos a little sped up here. We had a little bit of conversation trying to figure out exactly what happened. We lost our last person at the very end, so we went to this round robin style format, and the big guy group, they all beat each other, so it was really difficult. So we were just figuring out that who's going to make the championship out of their side of the round robin, and we ended up going by submission, fast submission, which ended up being Joe when he had that rear naked choke on Derek, or rear naked neck crank. And here we go, the championship, Max Storm and Joe Drinkwater.
You two and your fake humility are making this fucking.
Starting off here, Max again. To his strategy, it seemed like he was really trying to snap people down right away. Yeah, he's really trying to snap people down away and trying to attack that neck. He did it his first two matches. Got the tap. Second match had Tom up in the air in the first match, but Joe's gonna fight. He's gonna work to the back. Falls down up against the wall a little bit. Yeah, he's got to get up here, but Max isn't going to let him. Max is going to take advantage of that. Again, I mentioned earlier, Max wrestled a few years at Colorado State Club Wrestling. Started an MMA club there. He's no slouch. Max has been training for a while. He's sitting here already on mount on Joe and working him over. Probably hear some things. Do it for JJ. Joe's actually a new father. Little JJ, Joey Jr. just was born around Valentine's Day. So, yeah, congratulations to Joe. Though he doesn't feel much congratulations sitting under here in Mount right now. As Max working to isolate. Really hard here. But Joe gives up his back. Joe's trying. Joe's fighting. Being a new father, Joe's getting ready for the baby and his business and stuff. He hasn't been training nearly as much as regular and consistently as he has. So he's put on a really good showing here. It's actually really impressive. Which nobody really wants to hear when he's watching this back, is Max just riding his back, trying to isolate and get something from him. Sitting here just flowing all back and forth. I mean, no back and forth really, just all. Max is the only one going back and forth from positions, whether it's the back or the mount. Isolate. Joe's not giving anything up. Definitely not giving anything up easy. Max got his arm here, but again, Joe's strong. It's hard. As Max is sitting here, he's just trying to figure out the puzzle, really. Like I said, Max got Gavin in the first round, by random draw. The first week we did this, and felt a little slighted by it. Joe's getting up, he gets on top, but no, Max just has that extra little bit. It's all that really matters sometimes, it's that one last extra push decides a match. And here we go, Joe's trying to get up, Max back to mount again. Max did this to Tom, too. Really just got to this mount position and just was mean about it. Here we go. He's stepping over. He's isolating. And he's going for the arm bar. He's going for the Americana. Is he going to step over for the arm bar? Looks like he's isolating for it. Yeah, there we go. He's going to step over for the arm bar. He's fighting it. And now, he did the exact same move Tom did. He gets the tap. There we go. Shoots that leg through. Tom Davis and Rob Sears, again, it's almost like 100 pounds, I think, between the two of these two. But they're the most consistent guys at the gym. Right now, they roll together a lot. And there we go. Tom shoots in for that double, and Rob gets the sprawl. Tom again with that sit out. He loves that move. So he keeps going for it. Rob's getting heavy. Tom switches to a single. Rob gets that real cement mixer there on that one. Almost bulldogs him over. Goes the other way and starts sitting towards Tom's back. Yeah, man, he's gonna take Tom's back. Sitting there and starting to work his grips, trying to get his hooks in. He does. He's got both hooks on Tom. He's got Tom stretched out pretty good. I think Tom hasn't really made Rob upset yet. Here we go. Tom's gets out, starts going over, so Rob switches into this side control, and here we go. Now Rob again trying to go for that Keisagatame. Tom takes the hook right here. Yeah, he hooks onto Rob's leg, which isn't going to give Rob the leverage to sit through anymore. Tom's going to come out the back again. But Rob readjusts. Yeah, Tom let it go. Probably could have locked that leg down there a little bit better and had a better look at Rob's back. But now Rob's going to sit through again with that Keisagatame again. Here it is. It's his move of the fight. Here we go. He's going to sit there and start stretching Tom out. And it's like, yeah, this is nasty. He's going to have that shoulder lock. And Tom's going to roll up and out of it. He's just so... It's hard to kill. That's what he is. He's trying to sit out, and Rob sniffs it. But now, here we go. Look at this crazy zombie walk over the top. He's just headstands and flips himself over. It's like he'd think he was a wrestler, but he wasn't. He's done everything at the gym. He barely played sports. Tom's just put in the work on the mats, and he's figured out what works for him. And now here he is on Rob's back, completely changing the tone of the match. Again, these two shoots that arm through, going for the choke, and Rob defends. These two just know each other so well. They surprise each other, but they can never get all the way there. Tom's isolating the arm, trying to attack for Kimura. Rob's going to start showing his back here again to Tom. Just to avoid the submission, Tom gets off, switches out to the front headlock position, see what he's going to try to set up from here. He's going to go for anything. Rob tries to sit out and just falls flat on his back. Tom's going to grab his guillotine, but he doesn't really have any lower body connection, so Rob's going to be able to just kind of power through him on this one. And Rob's going to step over to mount here, and then Tom's going to go into turtle. Rob's got the back with hooks in again. Yeah, these guys are just so back and forth. There's not much between them. They certainly know how to flow. If Tom had pissed off Rob might grab the neck and crank like everybody else has, but they have a lot of mutual respect for each other, and they actually really enjoy rolling like this. With the back and forth attempts, and they really helps them hone their games into. Rob's sitting here in half guard on Tom now. Tom knee and elbow escaped. Classic. Out of mounted into this half guard, but struggling to find space, finds a little bit of space, starts to get up. Yep, he does. He gets up, and Rob backs away. They're going to reset here. Here we go. Going to get back into the wrestling. That's it. That's the 145-pound kid who's initiating the wrestling exchanges. He grabs the neck here. Now he lets him go. He's going to go shooting in. There we go. He's going to sit out, turn the corner. Working side control. No, still trapped in that half guard there. But then right over to mount. Really catches Rob off guard here. Now Rob's on the bottom. He's going to be looking for a way to get up. Tom's kind of sticking to his back, sticking to his side. Looking to get off towards maybe that armbar angle again for Tom. And Yeah, Tom likes this. We've been working a lot of this T-pin lately, this cross pin. Tom's working it. He's going for it. He's really wrenching on the arm, but time's gonna run out on
One
Tom.
more time.
Um,
You guys
5 minutes
are
is up.
you guys can't sub each other. It's
This is
incredible.
difficult. This is like the
Best way they've
fifth
done. This is
match
like their
they've probably
fifth
simulated at the 5 minute
5 minute
and
match
they
against each other.
cannot
Because like we did
submit
in the
each
class a couple
other
times,
to save their lives.
um,
In these roles, they continually stall out after 5 minutes. So
yeah.
we're gonna hit up the back take again. See how this goes again. This is definitely a format that's gonna favor the larger person, but you know, Tom knows how to be sticky. We get this roll out on the flip. Choice goes.
I want that first.
You want to start on his back?
Choice goes the way it's gonna go, and that's basically what we're looking for here. We're gonna go for it, and Rob's gonna start on the back and see how long he can hold on to Tom. Maybe submit him.
Go. Once my hand leaves, you guys go.
Come in here and set these guys as we get ready. Make sure that nobody starts early. No, I trust these guys. Have the roll, and there we go. We're underway. Rob starts by leaning back. He has the hooks. Doesn't look for a body triangle. Oh, there he is. Yep, he goes to the body triangle. Tom does that little kick start. We learned that from our friend Jack Reggio. He actually brought that up from ground control in Maryland where he trains. They've been kind of working on that to get out. Tom tries for it, but it doesn't happen here. He tries to catch Rob's feet crossed. Again, looks like one half. It's more like upper body. Not everything's moving together. Makes it a little bit more difficult, especially when you're giving up size. He keeps going for that, trying to get the tap of his own, I guess, with the ankles crossed. And Rob keeps fighting up here. Here, Tom starts getting his upper body involved. He's moving. He's not just sitting on him. Rob's going to come back up on top, which is just tough. Tom's scrambling. But, these minutes go quick. There's not a ton of time. Here you go. Tom's going to pop up. He's up, but the time hits and never really got free. So, if it comes down to it, if Tom holds on for the whole minute, he probably gets the win here. We're probably calling it, 59.9 seconds for the escape if he can hold on to Rob. But that's no easy task. Just look at the size difference between the two of them as they sit here side by side. So, getting ready to get us underway here again. Holding for it. And we let go. There we go. We're underway. Tom tries to get tight. Again, it's hard for Tom to really... Rob's so much bigger. It's hard for him to get into a, body triangle or anything like that. Tom doesn't have the longest limbs either. So, probably best bet's to look for the submission here. He goes up. He gets into that side control of the mount. He's not really... There we go. He's on the back. And Rob's just big and strong. And he's just powering through. He's kicking off those hooks, really not letting Tom get caught. Tom sitting up. Oh, he gets over the top, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the end. Rob gets the win on ride time. Again, I hate it. I wish there was more submission outcome that could come from that over time, but everybody gave a really high rate. I think that's both nights we've had 2 OTs only, so that's pretty good. The guys are really going for submissions, which is the whole point of this. Why I wanted to do this, to make sure, really putting emphasis on attacking submissions more than caring about winning. I think sometimes it gets really difficult when we pay, $100 to go to a tournament. There's really this extra pressure of, I need to win because I paid for this, and if I'm going to pay for it, you better believe I'm going to be a winner. The idea behind this is that hopefully, we can feel like a winner. We can go for stuff because it's just in-house. We're going to have another one next week. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're really working on our attacking skills. That's a wrap for this class. A couple little instruction points I'm going to have coming up. I left them in the video for you guys between the Americana finish and the collar ties, just a little stuff. If you want to watch it, stay tuned. If not, thanks for looking. Click like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get updated with videos. Try to put these up pretty regularly. So yeah, have a good one.
Is where this connecting wrist is. The further away it is from your chest, the harder it is to finish. So if I'm here and I'm cranking it and I'm having a hard time, I'm gonna choke down my arm, and it's gonna be less range of motion. It's gonna isolate the shoulder more. The more your hand gets up towards your own wrist.
That's the other problem too. Is I was like here. I wasn't quite behind the shoulder. I was kind of on. You know what I mean? So I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. The closer you get this wrist here, right? I have the arm in here. The closer I have this to my elbow, the easier the range of motion to finish. Come here. Good class, everybody. Did everybody get 3 matches that won? All right, down. All right. So when I have this Americano on you here, right? The Americano. So right here, you'll notice I'm up by my wrist. I'm holding my wrist on this Americana, and look how much range of motion you have, right? Look at all that range of motion where you're not getting submitted. The closer I get to my own elbow pit. Yeah, you want to tap right here. Yeah, that's it. That's all it takes. Yeah. That's it. So anytime that I'm struggling, if I'm here, I'm just going to come back down. Because here's the thing. As I go up, now I'm creating space for him to start extending out and getting out. Yeah. So what I want to do is, even from here, even from here, yeah, I want to pull it in. Right? Keep my elbows on the mat. Pull it in so that I can choke up.
I was doing it from bottom too.
What?
Get off that shoulder. That hurts.
But same thing when you're doing it. So
just do it on the other side.
Tom, Tom, come here. Right. So you had it from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, it was like.
No, it was like a weird side, maybe.
Right. Oh, you had it like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. You were like this, okay?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When I'm here, right? But look at all that range of motion it takes before he taps.
Yeah.
But now look at this. If I bring this in again tight to here.
Keeping the shoulder tighter, I can see it.
Right here.
Yeah.
Then all I have to do is that tiny little thing. So that's the general rule of thumb when I go for that Americana. The closer my connecting hand is to my elbow, the less range of motion it's going to take. Right? And the closer it is to my wrist, the more range of motion it takes. The more range of motion it takes, the more space, the more my hands can extend away, and the more it gets to break. I want to bring it back down. Always just bring my elbows in. Remember, I'm always trying to compress space when I'm submitting. Space is the enemy of submission. So anytime, I want to always, if I'm having trouble with a submission, pushing my arms away from my body is less likely to finish the submission. I need to bring them in and then over.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I keep that space crushed down. Cool?
We'll be feeling those tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice it right there, but that's the arm he hit me on. He started doing
Yeah, well, I'm watching going, oh yeah, there it is.
What's that?
Bring on the ice.
We're in collar time. So I feel like for like the first, I don't know, while I trained, like this was common. Like I did like this double collar tie.
Yeah.
That was okay.
Get your picture.
Now I'm just getting.
That's all I came for.
Like when.
I gotta rewatch yours.
Came here for the
because I gotta see
Instagram.
how they're getting your head down.
Exactly.
I'm gonna repost
I mean,
that
like,
the
you
minute
have to
I
be
get on my job.
Okay. That's all right.
Right?
Who's that?
You know,
John
if you're
Cena
getting
on top?
snapped down,
Oh yeah, they're
this needs to stay strong. If you feel this pressure,
in the
look, if
middle
you
of the
push
kitchen.
this into me like this, push
almost like
me
a
in
loser
with that.
trophy.
That one. You can
So
hold
your
on the
collar
other
tie
side.
is kind of a
When I go to
frame.
snap, it's a frame.
Okay.
When I go to snap, if that's there, you don't go down.
Okay.
But if you release it, yeah, now look, you go down. So yeah, they're gonna try to pull it, but the second that's here, this one just goes from here, right, and swim under,
Okay. Okay.
right? Because then I can't. Then you get space so you can back away, right? So you see that on me, right? You go to snap me down.
Uh-huh.
Right. So here you try to snap me down. I'm gonna circle. I'm gonna keep that because this is this arm here, right? This arm here. If I push this into you, you can't bring your chest. your chest is connected to your shoulder.
Yeah.
So I don't have control, but when you go to snap me down, if I just push here, you go that way, you can't grab over my neck. I have to stay connected.
Okay.
The problem that you're having is most likely, I haven't watched the film, but for my guest, is that when he goes to snap you down, you just disconnect. Now disconnected, now you just jump on my neck with that arm. I have nothing blocking you. Up,
Okay.
now I'm stuck down. You know?
Yeah.
Well, like Rob was saying, it's a frame. It's a standing frame, right? And
Yeah,
the
you're
same,
not just hanging on. Your elbow.
Yeah, I guess.
Your elbow must be
And
in
maybe
the
I just
frame.
built a bad habit. I felt like
Just
push for a
push your
long
elbow,
time,
you
I
know?
kind of come into that double collar, and I was fine.
yeah.
Now I'm just getting burned, you know.
Well, it's fine. You could do that, but like I said, it's the intentionality with this hand.
Okay.
This hand here. If I feel like I'm losing the position,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn and push you away.
Okay.
I have control of that shoulder with my over tie, right? My tiny little shallow over tie. This is my big over tie,
Yeah.
right? And my tiny little over tie here. That's it. And this is what I'm controlling you with. I'm control.
Okay.
I don't. This one here is a brace.
Yeah.
This is what I'm controlling you with.
Yeah.
This one I can only push you really back and forward. Right? I don't have as much. I can go this way. I can try to feel you this way, but in reality, I'm going to control you more with my over tie. So this is a frame. This is what I'm going to move you with, right? That's what I do.
Okay.
So my snap down, what I do is I grab in here, I pull and push. That's it. That's my snap down. My snap down from here is I get this nice deep over tie, bring my elbow up, pull and push. Right into it, right? But your reaction means that you need to have see, right now you don't even have an over tie on it.
I thought, was he?
Tight.
Okay.
Yeah, be engaged on that
Okay.
thing. You know what I mean? Because now look, when I go to do that, see, boom, now I can't do that. Your arm's in the way.
Okay.
But if you just have this lazy ass tie, or that's not an over, it's an outside tie, right? The over tie is the big one. So that lazy ass little outside tie, if you don't have that strong, you're gonna
Okay.
get dominated. But if you're strong with that, then you get to react. You get to
Okay.
just keep control of that shoulder so they can't come towards you. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure that we're strong with that.